Last on my list of sort of foods and drinks is water. So why is hydration so important?
Okay, so water is not hydration. So we have to split it into two parts, okay? Mm-hmm. So if you're looking at the chemical properties of water, water is a solvent. So you can put water into stuff and it's going to dissolve it, right? I mean, look at what happens with iron. It's going to turn to rust. It's going to destroy it. So water has molecules in it that high in oxygen. It's going to attack everything because water is actually charged, both on the oxygen and on the hydrogen, and it's charged. That's why you can see body of water as opposed to a single molecule. And so when we're talking about water, if you drink water, because it is charged, it's going to take the salt, the potassium, whatever else your body has in it, and it's going to pool and it's going to attract. So it's going to dehydrate. So if you drink a lot of water, you're going to be urinating a lot because it's literally taking sodium and potassium outside of your cells. And because your kidneys have to balance your electrolyte to be up the proper amount of water with the proper amount of sodium and the proper amount of potassium, the kidneys will either recycle or eliminate whichever that they need to do. If you drink a lot of water without sodium, which is very high in your blood, it's actually going to force your kidneys to remove that water right away. So you're going to keep on urinating. And every time you urinate, you're going to lose a little bit of extra sodium and a little bit of extra potassium because you cannot not to. The kidneys, the way that the kidneys recycle sodium, for example, is that they vasoconstrict. It's a very big work for the kidneys to cause constriction in the kidneys. And if you do this is why the low salt diets are really bad, because it forces the kidneys to recycle. And as the water is going through, it has to constrict because the particular area where the water, but the kidneys recycle the sodium, have little holes on the wall. And when the water is allowed to flow through with the salt and the salt is excreted, the hole is just big enough to allow the sodium through. But when the body wants to recycle the sodium because you don't have enough, say you drank too much water, but you didn't take extra sodium with it, it's going to constrict that pipe so that the little holes on the wall are going to be smaller, too small for the sodium to go through. This causes, you have to release the renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. And that causes vasoconstriction. And so this is how you end up with hypertension, with high blood pressure. So if you're drinking a lot of water, you're dehydrating yourself and may end up with a high blood pressure. So the proper hydration is an electrolyte hydration. So drink salt and water. And when you drink salt and water together, and of course, this potassium in your blood has to be a very small amount. It's about 33 times as much sodium in the blood as potassium. So there's more room for the sodium to move around than for the potassium. So the potassium average is about four. I think it's from 3.5 to 4.5 or something. And it's milli equivalent per liter. And in sodium, it's 140 to 155, depending upon, what lab you're working with. So you can see it's a magnitude higher there. So you have more room to play with the sodium than you do with the potassium. So when you're looking at just drinking water, you're causing a lot of damage with your sodium. And so you really need to supplement sodium as well. And what I recommend in the group, we calculate everybody's water need. They can do it themselves, or we can help them. For men and women, it's different. We use the body weight with a certain percent. For the female, it's 55 to 60% of the female body is water. So we take your weight times 55%, and that's how much you have to drink in water in ounces. And then for men, their body weight is 70 to 75% water. So we take 70% for an average male, 75% for a very cut male, as their multipliers for their weight, as in total, as a minimum. And the maximum is whatever the total weight is. That's in ounces of water. So that's how we use it. And then each cup of water gets salt either with the water or take as a capsule like I do.